Okay, video number 2. Now, I talked a little bit about me, and soon I'm gonna talk more about you all. I know that right now I'm trying to grow the base and grow who I'm talking about and just giving advice and things like that. But I wanted to just cover a quick topic, which is why you see I'm wearing the same shirt. Um, so one thing I realized is that we have to be aware of how we feel. We have to be aware of the signs that something's not right, the signs that we need help, the signs that we need to talk to somebody. Because most of the time, it's nothing. You just brush it off, no big deal. You shrug it off. You do whatever you might do to remedy the situation. If you drink, you might, have a beer or two after a long day or after something happens. Or if you, I don't know, smoke cigarettes or whatever you may do. Everybody has their way to to get away from their demons, to just kind of numb the problem, numb the issue. So there's a couple things that you need to look out for. Number one, the first thing you need to look out for is when the situation happens, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel, is it just something that, you can, that it's minor, it's nothing to worry about? For example, somebody cut you off while you're driving. That's no big deal. It happens, from here and there, whatever the case may be. You may cuss, you may get angry, you may say something else. You might even drive by and give them a honorary salute, if you know what I'm saying. But if it's minor, okay, we shrug it off. No big deal, whatever. But knowing the major things, like I talked about in my previous video, if it's a person that's getting on your nerve, a person that they have a habit or a thing that they do that angers you, knowing that it's a problem, addressing that problem. Now, one thing that you have to worry about as well when we break into a little bit deeper is that, okay, so the person is doing something, but how do you approach it? Now, one thing that at least I believe, like I said, now let me say this too, disclaimer. All opinions expressed in my videos are my opinions. Now, some are based by fact. I may quote a web page, I may quote a person or things like that. But it's what I feel, what I think. I've been through a lot, so I'm just trying to share. It may work for you, it may not. I hope it do. I really do. That's the only reason why I'm doing all this. But back to what I was saying. So, sorry, that was a big adjustment. But you want to nip it right away. Now, I'm not saying cuss at the person, whether it be your significant other or whatever the case may be. But you want to address it. Now, you want to address it in a nice way. You don't want to come in, hey, you fill in the blank. You don't want to be yelling and cussing at the person. Obviously, that's most of the time not going to fix the situation. That's going to make them angry. They're going to say some words. You're going to say some words. I hope it doesn't get violent, but in some cases, things do get violent. People are heated and they're yelling at each other, male, female, whatever. But nip it. Talk about it. Now, you may have to go to your corner for a bit and just find some peace for a second, and then come back. Like, for example, with me and my girlfriend. If there's an issue, I'll try to address it. I may have to take 5 minutes and, sit to myself and think about what happened or what was said or whatever the case may be. I may have to take a second and think about it. Like, is this something that really needs to be addressed, or do I just need to just chill out? You need to just talk to the person in a calm manner. Now, and say what's on your mind. Hey, when you passed me and you bumped into me or whatever the case may be, I didn't like that. I didn't like it when you said that thing, or when you might have been just playing, but when you said something about my mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, whatever. I didn't like that. Now, most people think that as a male, you're supposed to be strong, just hold your feelings in. No. If it's somebody you truly care about, talk to them. Talk about the problem. Say, hey, I did not appreciate it when you said that. Now, hopefully, the good ending is they say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that I hurt your feelings. I will, I didn't mean it that way, or I'll try to address it a different way. I'll try to fix, whatever the case may be. They'll say that, they'll try to do better, or that, they didn't mean it, or whatever. You want it to end in a peaceful way. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, sometimes it could be, like I said, sometimes it could be how you brought it up. Sometimes it could be how the person perceived it. But language, especially colorful language, has never truly resolved an issue. You may think it has, but nah. I've had that with people I've dealt with. That I try to stomach it, try to just stuff it in there. Don't do that. Don't try to just stomach it, because eventually you can't hold all that down. It's going to erupt. And your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, maybe trying to pass you the salt, and then you curse them out, and you're wondering where it came from, and it came from stuff that you were stuffing down, or outside external resources, work. Talk about, and that's another thing. Let me break that down. Talk about what's on your mind, whether it be work, what your partner's doing, what your whatever you may be going through. If you're questioning anything, financial situation, you're stressed about money, stressed about whatever, talk to someone, especially if you have somebody in your life, a girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whatever. Talk, because talking is important. May seem like a waste of time, may seem like a burden. You might be a burden to somebody, but you're not. Everybody, we can all think of one person that could say, well, man, if I had listened to ABC, whoever, maybe they wouldn't have shot that person, or hurt that person, or cussed that person out, or got on to name whatever social media and went on a cursing rant. Talk about your problems. Talk about your issues. Talk about what you're going through. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. That's anybody that truly cares about you will take 5 seconds. 5 seconds, 5 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, whatever, and listen to your problems. We also must work on our problems, but they will at least listen if you have good people. If you don't, that's another thing. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But talk about your problems. Talk about your issues. Second thing is, things aren't right, is besides how you feel, but emotionally, you'll feel yourself drained. You'll feel yourself just out of sorts. You'll feel yourself like, something just doesn't feel right. You might be overworked. You might be, like I said, stressed about a relationship. You may be thinking you're undervalued at work, or whatever the case may be. You will know. You will feel it deep inside you that something's not right and something needs to be fixed. And it's important to fix that. It's important that, also, like I said, it goes back to the first thing. Talk to somebody. If you feel overworked, talk. Say, hey, talk to your wife, husband, partner, whatever. And say, hey, or your friend, coworkers, whatever. I feel this way. They might identify with you and say, you know what? Yeah, we work the same job. I feel that way too. I feel overworked. I'm a teacher. I teach. And we talk about, things like that all the time, that, we're undervalued, underpaid. That's totally different. Let me get off of me. But talking, like I said, talking about your problems. It's a hard thing. It's the hardest thing to do. And it's just important though. Finding that person. Some people are religious. Talk to your higher power. Talk to Jesus. Talk to I mean, just whoever, and even if you're not religious, write the problems down. Talk to a friend, talk to a coworker, um, whoever. Just it's important that we find someone that truly, or people that truly care about us, and talk about our problems. Because you can be as mentally strong as possible, you can be as physically strong as possible, you can be as financially strong as possible. But we all go through stuff, and we all need to talk. Because if we don't talk, it just eats away and eats away and eats away at our soul. Or, it just eats away at us mentally until we just can't take it anymore. You always see that one story in the news, and people can identify that person. Some people can, and say, "Man, he was happy go lucky. He was a good person. He didn't show any, or she, sorry, anybody. He or she, they didn't show any problems. They didn't show any signs. All of a sudden, they just snapped and went postal at work, or they hurt their spouse, they hurt their kids, which that's horrible and sad. But we didn't know what happened. It just happened. That's because maybe they felt like they couldn't talk to somebody, and maybe they could, maybe they could. I don't know. But it's important to talk. If we don't talk, then we don't. One, it's harder to find a solution, and two, you feel better when you talk. Um, Also, it's like when I talk to my mom. When I call my mom, or I call my dad, or I talk to my brothers or any family members, especially mainly my mom. I don't know something about boys and moms. But when I talk to my mom, it's like everything's just like, oh, everything's better. I've been through some bad situations. And I talk to her, and it's like, oh, it's not that bad. She helps me find a solution. Or, she makes me feel better. Or I talk to my dad, and he does the same thing. More with a more, hey, be strong, you can do it approach too. They both do it. Kudos to both of them. Um, but talk, especially to if you do have your mom and your dad in your life. If you don't, think about something they would do. Think about what they would say. But just mainly talk. It's really important. Please, they have and let me address this as well. 3, the third main thing. If you are feeling suicidal, if you're feeling like you want to hurt yourself or others, there are people to call. There are numbers to call. I can post them in the comment section below. In the description. But please talk to someone. Seek help. It's nothing. You're not weak if you seek help. You're not a punk. You're not any derogatory word if you seek help. Because when you're gone, or you did your crime, or you're behind bars, there's no replay button. There's no, hey, let me go back and talk to somebody. No. Find somebody to talk to first. A psychiatrist, a therapist. Talk to me. This is why I have this channel. Talk. Because if you don't talk, you may get over the hump. But what if you don't? Talk to people. It's important. It's essential to talk and to be heard. If the people in your life don't want to hear you, you might need to find new people. But for them to hear you, you also must be willing to make that change. So, with that being said, I'm going to close it out there. Just know that if something does not feel right, it may be your health, it may be your weight, maybe your mental mindset, you just feel something's not right, do it. Fix it, or talk to somebody about it. That's the only way we can get better. Well, one of the only ways we can get better. That's like one of the key ways that I know. Well, I'll wrap this video up. Like I said, I said I was going to wrap it up, but I guess I wasn't done. Stay well, stay healthy, and talk to somebody. All right. See y'all in the next video. Bye.